Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. We're going to do a productions guide on the Planty mod, or the Planty Productions mod, from the Mod Hub for all platforms. So we're going to take a look. There are 7 new products added with 2 new factories here. So here are the 2 factories. We're going to take a look at both of them kind of separately. So we're going to start with, well, actually, we'll just show you how to place both of them down at the start. So if we go in our build menu, go to production, factories, go to the very end. We have the vegan milk factory right here if you wanted to place that down. And then we have the tofu factory over here if you wanted to place that down. So $100,000 for the milk factory and $80,000 for the tofu factory. For the milk factory, water, soy, sunflower oil, sugar, and oats are going to go in to make 4 new products here, which we'll go over here in a second. And the tofu factory is going to input olives, water, soy, sunflower oil, wood chips, and tomatoes to get 3 new products here, which is pretty sweet. So there we go. We're also going to talk about if these are actually worth doing at the end. We're going to talk about the profitability of them at the very end of this video as well. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But now we have them both placed down. Let's talk about them. So this guy over here, you may recognize these. These are just kind of reskinned production buildings that we already had. But on the left-hand side here, we have the milk factory. This is your endpoint right here. So you're going to dump and drop off all your materials right here. Right here is where your pallets of materials are going to spawn. We work our way around. Nothing on this side. Nothing along this side. And then over here, all we have is, if we hit R, we can go into the production menu, which we'll talk about in a little bit. On the left-hand, or the right-hand side here, we have the tofu factory, which you have the wrench right up front to access that. Hit R to access that. Right here, we have a point for spawning all of the pallets of what we produce. If we go around the back side here, this is where we're going to dump all of our inputs in to the factory to get them inside. So that's how that's going to work right there. Now, let's go ahead and work our way through each of the factories here. So if we go back into the production menu, the milk factory, these are all going to work very much very similar in terms of how they're going to work. So actually, we're going to try to cover them as much as possible here. So on the left-hand side, we have the milk factory, and it's going to produce oat milk, soy cuisine, and Skyr style. The tofu factory is going to produce tofu, tofu raso, and smoked tofu on the left-hand side there. Down here at the bottom for all these, you can activate it, which is going to say running because it has all the materials needed. It'll say materials missing if it can't do it, and we can deactivate it and make it inactive down here. The next thing down here is cycles per month. So what this means is, for at least the oat milk specifically, it's going to do this 144 times per month. And what it's going to do 144 times is this recipe down here, which we'll talk about in a second. If you have your game settings to 10-day months, it's going to take 10 days to do 144 cycles. If you have it set to 1-day months, it'll do this every day. So just something to be note there. And then the production cost, that's how much it's going to charge you per month to run this production facility. Down here at the bottom, the recipe for oat milk is 15 liters of oats, 1 liter of sunflower oil, and 25 liters of water to get 20 liters of oat milk. Soy milk is 4 liters of soy, 1 liter of sugar, 40 liter of water to get 8 liters of soy milk. And this one's going to run at 360 cycles per month, has a cost of $60 per month. This one here, the soy cuisine, 3 liters of soy, sugar, 30 liters of water, 5 liters of sunflower oil to get 50 liters of soy cuisine, 48 cycles per month, $148 cost to run it. Down here we have the Skyr style, cycles per month, 192, cost per month, $108. Down here the production recipe is 5 liters of soy, 1 liter sugar, 20 liters of water to get 10 liters of Skyr style. The tofu down here, 120 cycles, $28 per month, 11 liters of soy, 8 liters of water to get 20 liters of tofu. Tofu raso, 96 cycles per month, $43 per month in cost, 11 liters soy, 8 liters water, 3 liters sunflower oil, 2 liters of olives, 1 liter of tomato to get 25 liters of tofu raso. Down here we have the smoked tofu, 96 cycles per month, $67 a month to run, 11 liters of soy, 8 liters of water, 2 liters of wood chips to get 20 liters of smoked tofu. So there you go. Those are all the new products. I've already preloaded a bunch of stuff in here, so we're good to go to set them to all to run. So we're going to go ahead and just activate all these guys here. Oh, maybe if I can actually click the right buttons here. We're going to get them all activated just so we can take a look at the new pallets that are coming with this. And the last thing I want to note, if we go to the milk factory, you can see all of our outgoing materials here. We have our ingoing materials here. Down here, they're all set to storing right now, which means it's going to spawn pallets. As soon as there's enough to make a pallet, it'll spawn a pallet in the pallet spawn space that I showed you. If there's no room for pallets, it'll keep it in here until this is full. Once it's full, it'll stop producing materials. Down here, we can change the output mode to selling, which means it's going to automatically sell the product to whoever has the highest price. However, you are going to take a 30 to 40% hit, so I don't recommend doing that. And then distributing, it's going to distribute these materials to the next production facility that requires them. I don't think there's any that require any of these materials, so that's probably not going to be a very effective option for you. So I recommend leaving it just on storing there, which we have all of ours set to. So now they're both running currently. We're going to go ahead and just fast forward some time here. I want to take a look at just what's getting made over here. And so I can stop things as they start to come out. Wait a second. Should start producing things. These are actually pretty slow production facilities. So they take a little while to actually produce things. You can ignore that production cost up there. That's because I was building a bunch of different buildings and stuff. Keep going here, and we should eventually get some stuff start to spawn in. Potentially. Let's check in our factories, make sure everything's still going smoothly here. Yep, they are still working on it. And so I will also note this as well. These are the style of factory that if you have all of these running, it's going to divide what it can do by 4. So it's not running as effectively as if you're running one of them. So some factories, all in terms of the cycles, it'll run the same cycles per month no matter what you have activated in the factory. So for example, the tofu is not running at 120 right now. Since we have 3 different factories running, it's only running at about 40 cycles per month just because we have them all running. So that's the main issue we're running into right now. But we'll go ahead and fast forward a little bit more time so we can get up to where we have some stuff. There we go. We had a couple things spawn over there. So if we go take a look over here, we have ourselves our tofu natural and our tofu rosso. So if we go into our production facility, we had those 2 spawn out. So I'm going to deactivate those. So this will actually run faster now. And now if we fast forward a little bit more time, should start getting some other stuff to spawn out here in a second. There we go. We had a couple things spawn out over here. I know it's dark. We have our oat milk and we have our soy milk. So if we go into our factory here, I'm going to deactivate the oat milk and soy milk to speed up the other productions. We're going to get ourselves to the next day here. And that should have been one of the ones there. I'm just going to get us some daylight here. I think that's what we need out here. So, and what do we have here? We have we have soy cuisine here and Skyr style there. So there's all the boxes of those. And over here we should have our smoked tofu. So there we go. All of our stuff, different skin boxes right there. That's everything we need all spawned out for us. So that's how those productions are going to work in terms of that. Now, the main question is it actually worth it to run this production facility? Or should you not run this production facility? So a chart's going to pop up on your screen right now. This is the Planty Productions for part 1. We're going to look at the milk factory first. Couple notes here. I calculated that water would be free. I'm assuming you'll be able to find there's plenty of modded water points you can place down that are really cheap. They'll give you free water, and a lot of maps have free water on it anyway. So I'm calculating these prices as if you're not paying for water. The economic difficulty is also set to normal, and I'm using the Steam price sheet, which is linked down below in the description. If you want to check that out, which pulls pricing from the XML to calculate what a good price would be for all the products. Down at the very bottom, you can see prices used for sugar, soy, oats, and sunflower, which are the inputs. And then you have the prices for oats, oat milk, soy cuisine, and Skyr style, which are pulled from the best sell prices over a 12-month period inside the map. And then down at the bottom, you have the profit per month, which we'll get into that in a second. So the chart itself, if we go to oat milk here, we have input for oat milk at $16.8. What that means is if instead of putting in the materials to make the oat milk per 1 cycle, this is all cycle based, if you sold them separately, that's how much you would make. And the output is selling the output you get from 1 cycle. So again, you're putting in $16.80 worth of material and you're getting $42.72 out, which on the right-hand side, you have a profit of $25.92 per cycle. And then you can see that soy milk is $12.27 per cycle profit. Soy cuisine is $65.70 and Skyr style is $17.85. Now at the very bottom, I have a couple of things to look at here. So oat milk, you're going to make a profit of $3,700 per month if it's always running. Soy milk, you're going to make a profit of $44.17 per month. Soy cuisine, $31.54 per month, and Skyr style, $34.27 per month. That's if the factory's only running one of those. So you're not going to make a combined total of all those together if you're running all of them. And next to that, it also shows you how many liters of each product you're actually making every month, just in case you guys were curious about that. So there's Planty Productions part 1 there. So that is that. And again, that's for the milk factory, which we're looking at right here. So that's for this factory right here. Now we're going to take a look at the tofu factory in this. So again, and just to describe my chart here a little bit better, that is looking at the input costs. Is if you sold these materials, water's free, we're counting in this scenario. If you sold these materials separately instead of putting them in here, that's what that input cost is. And then the output is how much it would get for selling 20 liters of oat milk. So let's talk about the tofu factory now. So you have another chart up on your screen. Again, uses the Steam price sheet, economic difficulty, normal, water is free. You know everything about how my charts work, so we're going to quickly go over this one. Down below, we have the prices used, and then we have the profit per month at the very bottom. Tofu, you're going to have a profit of $25.80 per cycle. Tofu rosso is $25.27, and smoked tofu is $24.75. So again, it's going to be the exact same as the other chart. The inputs are as if you sold the items instead of putting them into the factory. At the very bottom, the profit per month for tofu is $30.96. For tofu rosso is $24.26, and then smoked tofu at $23.76. And next to those, you can see how much you are making in terms of liters per month of each of these products. So there you guys go. But on that note, I think that's everything about the Planty Productions. I apologize, I talk fast, but I want to try to get you guys all the information you need in as short of amount of time as possible. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and for watching.